Well, hello there ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first bunker of Signal Void. Okay, we are in Forlorn Muskeg and I am running this video at 200% and then we will go to 400%, but we are going to give you the information very concisely in about 22 minutes. So we're in Forlorn Muskeg. Where you want to go is Muskeg Overlook. Again, I will show that as we go through the footage. Let's survey the local area. So where the tower is up here in Muskeg Overlook. Now the problem is the battery is there, as are some fuses and a bit of wiring, but you should bring some extra with you anyway, and you should be able to find and already have spares by the time you get here. But what you do need and isn't there is scrap metal, and of course scrap metal is a bit of a pain to find, but of course in the homestead up here, so Spencer's homestead, let's pick up the gun, you have of course got a forge, and what does a forge normally have scattered around it? That's right, scrap metal, and you're going to need 5 pieces of it. Now, one of my sins that I committed doing this, so piece of advice, is I found a hacksaw here but didn't keep it, and later on that caused me a lot of grief because I had to end up traversing multiple regions to find scrap metal to unlock the second bunker. So piece of advice, if you find a hacksaw, keep it, because it will come in handy when you need the scrap metal to repair the other signal towers. So here we are, we're going to the forge at Spencer's homestead. Let's just survey the area. There we go. Oh look, there's a scrap piece of metal. Bingo. And we need 5 in total. No, that's some reclaimed wood. There's a bit more, there's a bit more, that's 3. Now the heavy hammers that you see here, and there are plenty of them, there's a reason for that. The reason is the new food source. See, there's another heavy hammer down there on top of that wheel. Basically, you need the heavy hammer to crush the acorns, which is a new food source. So we've got 5 scrap metal now. So you need those to crush up the acorns to be able to make acorn coffee. So there you go, there's another heavy hammer. So there's literally 2 of them, one outside and one inside. Okay, and there's the hacksaw, plus some extra scrap metal. Now that one extra piece that I didn't pick up would have saved me probably more than 3 hours of traversing regions to find scrap metal at the hydroelectric dam. But we will go on to that on a later video, of course, for when we go and find the next bunker. So again, let's do our return journey. So I found some pistol ammo there, which is always handy. We're now heading back across the southern part of Forlorn Muskeg, near Spencer's homestead, so Old Spence even. So here we go, just have a quick drink, so for some calories and some fluids. Oh, there's a backpack down there that I haven't searched. Oh, peanut butter, nice. It's always a 900 calorie hit, which is always good to have. Dump off some extra stuff that I don't need in here. There we go, just to reduce my weight a little bit. Don't want to have that sprain risk. And of course, run across the ice, because you certainly don't want to fall through it. There we go, we've got to go through this bit here. Now this is a run, and if you don't run, you will fall through. Over the broken tree. Again, sticking to the snowy bits. Again, we're heading across the bottom of the map here, and you'll find you do the same as me probably, which is constantly checking your inventory. Let's be honest, that's what The Long Dark is about. It is a survival game at the end of the day. Okay, I mean, I've got hundreds of hours into this game, but I know a lot of you have got thousands of hours, so I'm not going to profess to be a top end, but that's where we're heading, so where I just pointed with the pistol, so to Muskeg Overlook, and that is where the transceiver array is that we're going to need to finish repairing. Carry on, run, run, run. Oh, I think there's wolf tracks. Yep, there's a wolfie. And there's one of our previous camps, so let's take the charcoal, carry on up towards the signal tower. We'll get this wolf killed as well, of course, because we don't want him causing problems. That was a shot and a fail. Oh, we've wounded him. I'm not really tracing the blood because I can see him. This is a small, tight area. Again, he's run off and decided to hunt a rabbit for some reason. So, easy target. He's dead, and we'll take his kill, because he didn't even get to start eating it. Lovely stuff. Some nice rabbit that we can throw on the fire. to regenerate our calories. Okay, so we've slowed down the footage now. So we're at Muskeg Overlook, and here is the new transceiver array that we need to repair. Okay, let's open it up. Now, we've already replaced the battery. That, luckily, is in the supply bin that is under the other tower, and the wiring and the fuses. So we just had the scrap metal left to repair. I thought I wouldn't bother showing you all of that, seeing as most of the resources are literally within throwing distance of this second tower. Now, the third one, which I can tell you, if you want to go and have a look for yourself, is in Mountain Town, but I will be doing another episode on that if you want to wait. Of course, entirely up to you. This video only runs to about 22 minutes. I have cut it down quite a bit, so it's easier for you guys, just focusing on the important stuff. So here we go, and always remember, turn it on, because if you don't turn it on when you get the aurora, it's not going to work. So you have to remember to switch it on. So here we go, we're at 17% progress, and what I'll also show you now quickly is there is a supply cache next to the crashed helicopter on the front edge of Muskeg Overlook. So again, you have to climb up and round, it's not a problem, and you go to the crashed helicopter, and there's a little one. It's got some actually, to be fair, what you get may be completely different to what I get, of course, depending on how you're playing this. But I got some signal flare shells and an energy bar and a book in the supply cache. But I just wanted to show another supply cache, because obviously this radio has two functions. It's finding the bunkers, but also finding supply caches. So there's the blue signal, which is where we want to be heading in a little bit to go to the bunker, but there is a supply cache around here. Right, let's go through the bag first. There we go. There it is, a cache. Nice. Okay, so flares, book, and an energy bar. And we want to head that way to go for the bunker. So the first bunker of the signal void content. Just have a quick search in the helicopter. Okay, didn't really appear to be anything in there. What's in there? Oh wow, some newsprint. Okay, let's keep going. Again, we have to walk back to walk forwards. So if you have gone and got this supply cache, you need to head back, drop down, and then we're going to go along the southern edge to Bleak Inlet. That's right, so we're going to go to the cave system between Forlorn Muskeg and Bleak Inlet, as that is where we are going to find our first signal void bunker. So let's run along. As you can see, I mean, I'm playing this footage at high speed just to save you guys time. Again, constantly checking the old resources. I must admit, I've got way too many flares at the moment. I don't need to be carrying that many. I could put some into a supply bin somewhere and just mark the location so I can come back to it at a later point in time if I use all of my flares. But again, we are running along, and as you can see, we are following the signal. You've got that nice little blue flashing light as you're going in the right direction. We keep going. We're nearly there. Are we there yet? Is it here? No, it's not, because of course I'm just acting, you know, you don't know where you're going, but we know where we're heading. So let's climb up some steep, unnecessary, highly angled edges, which if you're overweight is going to give you a sprained ankle. And up again. Now you can hear the additional noise coming from the radio as we're getting closer. Here it is, up at the back, into the cave, and we are heading to Bleak Inlet. So we are now in Bleak Inlet, and I have returned the footage to normal speed. Now what I found was there wasn't enough of the night left to locate the bunker. So you may run into the same problem. So what I may suggest is, if you're not overly fussed about the supply cache, is just do a direct run for the bunker, and you may get it in one go. I didn't. I had to sleep and wait for another Aurora Borealis before I was able to actually get to the bunker, which I will show in the footage. So as you can see, I'm tracking, I'm looking for where it is. Had I known how little time I had left, I might have actually been doing this running, even though I need sleep, because of course you can sleep in the bunker once you get there, but I didn't realise. So here we go, it's flashing, and the signal's gone. What? What? What's going on? We've lost the signal. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so what we'll do momentarily is we'll just keep skipping the footage forward, but as you can see, ravines end waterfall. So if you know the area well, this is basically right where the bunker is, but again, we'll see that momentarily. So again, let's skip forwards, keep searching the area. I got frustrated. I thought maybe if I actually got really close to it, there'd be enough of a signal to let me do it, but there it is. So that pile of snow there, that is the bunker. So yeah, I only know that because I've done it with another save, but here we go, skip forwards. I've slept and we have another aurora, so let's drink. Literally finished off my entire water supply. We can leave the fire and let's go and get the bunker. Okay, so again, oh, there it is. There's what we're looking for, the signal. Now, because I'd obviously had to be going around Bleak Inlet, I ended up being a significant distance away from the bunker by the time I got another Aurora Borealis. So I think a couple of days had gone by, but, you know, that's the long dark. It's all about patience and waiting. Okay, so this is where I'm like, right, I'm not missing it this time. I am going to run as much as I can to get to the location. Oh, glowing wolf, lovely stuff. I've done this in a difficulty, the easy difficulty basically, so I'm not hassled by wildlife, because of course this was the first region to have timber wolves, and I didn't particularly want to be dealing with timber wolves. So you guys may need to do it more cautiously, but for the sake of the video and just showing where everything is, I thought I'm going to have to do it on the easiest difficulty, just purely for this content. Because I will say, when I've done it on my personal playthrough, tracking around the timber wolves with limited resources to find the bunker was quite fun. So let's bring our radio back out. So we are tracking. And again, if you're familiar with the map, I've decided to follow and up onto an edge, which I'm going to need to walk back round. Or of course, part of me just goes, oh, I wonder if I could fall without breaking my leg. I just want to get to the bunker to show you guys what's inside it. Again, if you're finding my content helpful, then it would be lovely if you guys would help me by subscribing, and of course dropping and booping a like on the video as well. Okay, so again, we're still following the signal, nice and easy. There we go, there's another green glowing deadly timber wolf that would shred me if it was on any other difficulty. And of course this is being introduced in Interloper now as well. But the rewards will be negligible, if any, for doing Signal Void. I think some of the end stuff will still provide some unique loot, but they haven't, Hinterland haven't really specified what that unique loot will be for Interloper, but you can now do Signal Void on Interloper, which is pretty cool. I think it's good that they listened to the community and did add that ability, rather than leaving it non-existent for Interloper. Okay, so again, we're tracking the signal, and of course Bleak Inlet does have a nice plethora of weak ice, which is always fun to deal with. Some of these rivers though are more stable, and you don't get the weak ice effect when you go across them, which is quite rare for Bleak Inlet. But again, we're tracking back up towards, as you can see, that waterfall. Let's see if this is ice that's weak. Yes, it is. Of course it is. Run across so you don't end up in a hole. And now we're on a steep edge that we can't climb up. There we go. Managed to find a little gap that we could climb. Still got that signal. Oh, it's bleeping. We're getting close. Here we go. Now, I've already shown you where it is, so you know where we're heading. But again, it's nice. It's this, following this beep and tracking it down is cool. I do enjoy this content, and I'm looking forward to the further releases over the course of this year for the new regions, and of course more more thematically story-based content as well, which I think would be quite cool. In the interlude, of course, to the last chapter of Wintermute, which I would imagine is probably not going to be until next year or the year after, knowing how long Wintermute has taken to get to chapter 4. But here we go. And uncover. We have found our bunker. Lovely. Right, well, let's open the hatch and head inside. So if you haven't seen any of this, I will warn, spoilers ahead. If you don't want to know, then drop off the video now. But here we are in the bunker, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to find everything that you need with each bunker that you go to. Oh look, there's a flashlight. Yeah, we can equip that straight away. I've got a sprain risk, doesn't matter. Okay, let's open up the bunker. There's a nice little sign there. Right, okay, so we've got some beds. We've got some light. We've got some cupboards. So let's have a look through. Anything interesting?
I think I can use this.
Oh, some worn ski boots. Pretty cool. But I've already got mucklucks, so from the Forsaken Airfield region in the cabin that also has the vista. So you've got a high degree chance of mucklucks dropping there, and of course they're one of the best pieces of footwear that you can have in the game. So look at this, canned corn, 295 calories, new food. What's this? Canned ham, 550 calories, and that is an insta-eat. So that's literally a peel and eat can. And obviously corn, you can eat it cold, or you can heat it up on a fire. Now something's got to go, of course, because I'm massively overweight, but look, we've got lots here. Now depending on the difficulty, the volume of these items of course will decrease the higher the difficulty. Once you get to Interloper, I'm guessing this will be actually empty. You may potentially get 1 can of corn and maybe 1 can of ham. You'd have to play it and see. But again, there's some water down here on the floor as well. There's a candy bar, nice. Okay, so let's carry on through the bunker. Okay, we've got a bathroom. Again, anything in the trash can, always worth checking. We've got some newsprint. There's some antiseptic there in the sink. Again, depending on difficulty, it may or may not be there. Again, let's keep walking through. Here we go. So the main part. And is there anything in here that we need? So there's clearly some experimentation going on. There's some general story being built up here. I won't focus too much, but you need this clipboard. So interview transcript 4.
Project medical officer interviewing patient 7. Let's visit the second instance again. First occurrence. What do you remember?
The sun was out, but it was cold at the river's edge. There was a group of us that day. Lots of laughing, yelling. Some were in our heads. No one was getting in the water. I guess I liked being first. I didn't even jump, just slipped in quietly away from everybody. The water was clear, but bitter cold. I thought the bottom was closer. My head went under right away. God, I was a lousy swimmer. No one noticed me struggling in the deep pool.
Carry on from where you were last session. Find the ending sequence. What do you see?
My hand reaching for a flat gray stone at the water's edge. I grabbed it. I pulled my head out of the freezing water. A breath. The sun shining through the trees. Above us was the sun out? I thought the rain. No. That wasn't it.
Keep hold of that image. It's okay if it fades a little. Breathe. Try going again. Second instance.
So again there, no idea what they're talking about. We've got some lantern fuel. More importantly, there are some tools and there's another replacement fuse. So again, building up the collection of stuff that you need. Broken metal box, you'd need a hacksaw to break it down, which of course I left behind. So again, it's why I mentioned If you find one, it's worth having one on you, just so you can get scrap metal, because scrap metal is the hardest stuff to find. As a lot of you know, there's some spray paint down here. Again, as I said, simple tools, and of course there's the can of orange drink up there, but there is a second item that you need to find. Now the spawn location is random as far as I'm aware. There's some wires back there as well, you'll notice, so that's a fuse arm wiring, which of course you can take with you to repair the next signal tower. And again, what we're going to do, we're looking around the bunker. Is there anything else? No, that's just a book. I'll take it anyway. Good for starting fires, of course. Is there anything in the filing cabinets? We'll have a look. And again, nothing. But as you saw, there is another bit of the bunker that we haven't explored yet. There's a load of cardboard boxes, nothing inside them. Well, I mean, I haven't broken them down to check. Some of them may, of course, have accelerant. There's a nice little globe there. Again, metal lamp that you can break down. And what we will do is now transfer to the final room of the bunker. And the second item that you need to pick up to complete the bunker. So as we go in here, there it is, Security Chief's log.
The mine is a real shithole. If my job is to shepherd the men, then their job is to keep the roof from landing on all of us. But this week we found a decent chamber to start building Rudiger's gadget. Teams 1 and 2 are with the program, but on shaky ground. Team 3 is getting volatile again. And while it's unclear what they have planned, I've called for additional security to fly in immediately.
So, is the quiet
Medical
apocalypse
officer has been
global
conducting
or
alignment
local?
interviews and has made
To
some
Great
troubling
Bear.
observations. I'm still considering the implications, both for the men as well as project viability. My hope is that the crew can keep their shit together long enough to finish phase 1, and we can get out of this godforsaken
That's
place.
it, boys and girls. Till next time, see you then.
It's starting to get to me.